Hello and welcome to my newest video. Today I'm going to take a quick first look at EtherStocks. Now, EtherStocks is kind of a combination between a crypto game and an Ethereum decentralized app and a dApp. Well, as you can see here from the screen, it already tells you a lot about itself, or at least some kind of information. A fantasy stock game, safe and secure on the Ethereum blockchain. Buy, hodl and win. Don't play with more than you're willing to lose. And you can actually click on these different stocks. And you can actually check out the contract, the smart contract. Now, basically, as you can see, it's a fantasy stock game, so none of these stocks of these different existing games or even fantasy games are attached to the actual game's stock, so to speak. So, for example, you have Chibi Fighters, which kind of they set up this cooperation with Chibi Fighters, the other crypto game that I've also done a video about, to have some sort of media outreach or some sort of marketing cooperation is always good. Obviously, they kind of help each other out, and people that play EtherStocks get to know Chibi Fighters, and people that play Chibi Fighters get to know EtherStocks, which is always nice. Both benefit from it. You also have EtherGo, for example, being, I think Chibi Fighters and EtherGo are the big two. They have already set up corporations with them. So I think they might want to, well, they basically ask them to use their names. Other than that, would be copyright or trademark infringement. I don't know how it works exactly, but all the other ones are just made up, I guess. Well, Tulips is a game, but not necessarily one specific game. Yeah, I also have Karma, Cocoa. I don't know what this actually is, to be honest. Maybe someone in the comments below that played EtherStocks before can provide some more information, shed some light on this different ones. But obviously, a lot of stocks are made up. Commodore 64, Reishi Fish. I don't know if it's based on Fish Bank. But what I really like about this and what sets this apart is that you can basically, well, you have all these different mini games, so to speak, and all of them work in sort of a stock market kind of simulation setup game. So for example, you have these featured stocks right now, so you can buy, sell, reinvest, withdraw, and get out. So buy means you buy these shares basically at the price currently at. So depending on how many shares you buy, you will have to pay the price times the shares. It shows you the total shares once you have bought some, and your I'm sorry, and your well, we set up your MetaMask and all that, and you can also check out the dividends you get. So you get dividends every time someone after you purchased shares buys into these shares as well. But it can also work the other way around. So people that get out, the lower the price gets, the lower amount of shares bought gets, and the lower the price gets. Obviously, if you want to get out after a lot of people have gotten out, obviously the price will have decreased by a larger amount as well. So there's always some kind of risk attached to it. I guess I can only advise for you to first do your own research, and please don't take this video as financial advice. But if you want to invest into these different stock type of small mini games, please do your own due diligence and only invest as much as you can afford to lose. I only spent around 0.1 Ethereum to test it out first, and then I just went in with a little bit more just to kind of invest into these different ones and just to check out where there's the most popularity going on right now, because for the most part this is just a popularity game. EtherGo and Chibi Fighters, for example, being the biggest two, they have the biggest price attached to it because the most people have invested in it. I don't know why it doesn't really show the current shares, because it should, but it doesn't. I guess I have to be logged into my MetaMask to actually show the different shares. Other than that, you only get a simple overview. But yeah, you can, as I said before, buy these shares, you can sell them, you can reinvest your dividends that you made. Dividends, again, are being made by other people buying after you, and you get a certain percentage of these purchases as a dividend. You can withdraw. I don't really know the difference between selling and withdrawing, to be honest. Maybe withdraw means you can also get out your dividends and not just sell your shares. Get out, maybe it's going to be both sell and withdraw put together, because obviously every time you interact with the blockchain, with a smart contract, you have to pay gas fees. So maybe you have these different kind of options to make it easier for you. What's also quite interesting, you have these normal kind of, well, stock setup with these shares. You also have day trader and night trader, and they have a different setup attached to them. So price resets after 24 hours of no purchase, so there's a higher risk attached to it. This is a high risk, high reward game of hot potato. Buy a meaningless asset and hope someone else buys it from you for 1.5 or 2 times the price. Obviously that works quite similar to the hot potato games that I have been doing videos about before. So for example, you can buy this right now for the price of 0.0075 Ether goo. Next price will be double than that and will reset in 6 hours. Now I don't know if it resets every time someone buys it. I guess it will. So you always have the chance to kind of get back in there. I don't know if 24 hours are a little bit too long, obviously, because it just takes way too long for the price to reset. Maybe it should speed up a little bit. I don't know. Maybe someone in the comments below can provide some information on how the best setup for these games kind of is. You also have night trader like the day trader, except the percentage of every purchase goes into a jackpot, and with every buy the timer resets to 6 hours, so it kind of works the other way around. So every time someone buys, well, actually it resets as well in day trade. I don't know the exact separation between those two. Maybe again someone in the comments can tell me a little bit more about it. Again, this is just a first look video, but yeah, these are these different 2 or 3 type of mini games you can enjoy, and right now it already has gotten a decent amount of transaction volume, so there's definitely some activity there, and I think it can definitely increase because obviously the more the more kind of well, cooperating with other crypto games they set up, the more beneficial will be to EtherStocks as well, because it just increases the awareness of those people playing these actual games, and maybe they will send over their player base to EtherStocks so they can invest into the game they're currently playing. For example, I'm right now invested into Chibi Fighters and I play it, and also EtherGoo, so I can also invest into these stocks on EtherStocks, which is always nice, makes for some nice brand identification. But yeah, other than that, check it out yourself. I'm going to post a link to EtherStocks in the video description, as I always do. Check out the FAQ page and how to play to get some better understanding on how this game works better than I explained it yet. Other than that, as I said before, please don't take this video as financial advice. Only invest as much Ethereum as you can afford to lose, and do your own due diligence on this game. Again, this is more of a game, as they also say, less of an actual stock market or any kind of exchange. So it's an actual fantasy game you can play and enjoy, but you should also view it as that and not anything more. Yeah, hope you liked the video. Check it out yourself, and I'll see you next time. Bye.